guys, I'm Layla. Welcome to Ray Lore Stories. Today's lore story is going to be for Vizix the Unbowed. She is one of the login champs, and she definitely did get better once they gave her a buff. So let's check out her lore story. Entertainment is hard to come by in the dark elf enclaves of Durham Forest. Gambling is among the most popular pastimes, with wagering on pit fights being the most common sort. Every dark elf settlement, whether Canopy Town or isolated village, has its pit. Some are small, barely large enough for one unlucky prisoner and whatever monstrosity they are being fed to. Others are large structures, able to contain many dozens of combatants, whether elf and otherwise. While most pit fights are between desperate prisoners and monsters captured in the depths of Durham Forest, there are those who chose the life of a pit fighter. Their reasons are varied. For some, it is the money that could be won, while others simply enjoy the thrill of combat. But for some, it is akin to a religious calling. Vizix the Unbowed is one such gladiator. From a young age, she dreamt of spilling the blood of her opponents, and as she grew, these dreams became an almost ungovernable desire. She sought to satisfy this need by picking fights with her peers or stalking the dangerous beasts that roam the forest. Worried that her behavior might lead to her being injured or killed, her parents ensured that she received the finest training the wealth of a noble family could buy. She was even given the opportunity to dispatch the occasional criminal and sanctioned executions. But it was not enough for Vizix. She chafed at her parents' insistence on such controlled conditions. Vizix demanded the chance to face a worthy opponent in the pits. Her parents, fearing for the loss of their heir as well as the embarrassment that said loss could bring, denied her. But Vizix was adamant in her desire to taste real combat. She snuck out and made her way to the local pit, where her arrogant manner quickly saw her ushered into combat with a monster unlike any she'd ever seen. A thing of segmented legs, venomous pincers, and authority carapace that was harder than iron. But rather than cowering in fear, Vizix hurled herself gleefully into combat with the monster. The battle that followed was like nothing Vizix had ever experienced. The ugly creature was fast, strong, and relentless. The dark elf was pushed to her limits and nearly killed, but nonetheless emerged triumphant. Her body battered and bruised, her flanged mace heavy with gore. Vizix felt a deep sense of satisfaction settle on her as she stepped over the twitching carcass of her opponent. For the first time, she felt truly complete. It was a feeling she wished to experience again. Wanting a keepsake of the battle, she had a section of the creature's chitin hollowed out and turned into a shield. So began Vizix's gladiatorial career. Her parents, though angry at first, soon saw the benefits of Vizix's interests. They wagered heavily on her, and their wealth increased with her every victory. Their good fortune would come to an end, however. For months, Vizix had been rampaging through her local pits. While some of her bouts were more difficult than others, she never tasted defeat. But no matter how loudly the audience cheered, Vizix felt nothing but dissatisfaction. Where was the thrill of that first great fight? Why could she not replicate it? She knew that other, greater challenges were out there waiting for her in the world. She just had to find them, whether her parents agreed or not. They did not. In fact, they attempted to prevent her departure by force. What truly occurred next is unknown, but popular gossip has that Vizix slaughtered the majority of her family's household guard in a riot of violence. What is known is that she departed the next morning covered in blood, smiling. Such was Vizix's fame that nobles and guild leaders alike from throughout Durham offered her exorbitant sums to patronize their fighting pits in order to draw in wealthy gamblers from Velazar and elsewhere with a promise of her skill. In return, Vizix was promised her pick of worthy opponents, including massive monsters drawn from the depths of the forest, captured Karak Knights, or even the occasional demon spawn. But Vizix refuses to face those who deem to be weaker or unsuited to battle, and her insistence on never participating in rigged or unfair bouts has earned her many enemies. More than once, a would-be gangster has demanded that she throw a fight, only to find themselves and their guards at the receiving end of one of Vizix's rampages. Countless are the vengeance plots being made against her. For Vizix, a search for a truly worthy opponent has become akin to a holy quest. She refuses to rest until she meets someone, or something, strong enough to defeat her in battle. Alright guys, I gotta say, I enjoyed this story. I thought this was good. They explained where she got this really cool shield from, and I really like how they made her like this kind of like badass gladiator, right? Guys, drop some comments down below what you think for the lore story for Vizix, and thanks for watching.